the Breakfast Club that the only true hedge against this is diversification, but the reality of it, the only true hedge, right, is knowledge. It's about what you know and what you can do. The thing about Warren Buffett is he's going to die soon and give all his money to crypto. Crypto is something of the future. So if I was Warren Buffett, I wouldn't be in crypto either because he wouldn't even be alive to be able to appreciate the value of crypto. So why would, if I'm Warren Buffett and I'm at the end of my joint, you understand me, the smoke is all the way out, shit, I'm about to keep doing what I'm doing I know works so I can live a legacy to where what I've been doing continues to go up, and that's my legend. But the man said he gonna die and give all his money to charity. Why would he put it into cryptocurrency? Now we look at NFTs where they said, what about NFTs, Keys? You was pushing that. Go look at my first interview I ever did on with the Breakfast Club. Not Breakfast Club, but with Earn Your Leisure on Market Mondays. And go look at what I said about it. Because a lot of you all just don't pay attention. You pay attention to the fluff. You want to get started, get the master pack, click the link in the bio. Otherwise, you can go do your own self-education. But if you get that master pack, go to Infinite Wealth Strategies. Instagram called The Wealth Strategies. DM them. We'll add you to the Discord. Jump in. I made $200 for y'all, so I don't want to hear no excuses. So, NFTs. How many of y'all like, man, Key was talking about NFT. Go look at that first video I did. What did I say about it? I say back in that whole year plus ago, NFTs is going to definitely have a rise and crash. It's going to definitely see a lot of projects fall and a lot of projects are bull and BS. Why? Because when I first looked at it, and I said, these projects ain't worth nothing. It was very simple. I looked at it and I said, man, these projects ain't worth shit. Why is this cartoon worth this much? Why is it worth that much? This don't make no sense. My brain was calculating, trying to figure out, nah, I don't like that at all. This don't make no sense. But the technology is what got me excited, and the premises and the idea of it. The same thing when we talk about the metaverse. I said, this is a technology that changes business models, that changes efficiency, changes verification. It changes the whole business world in the way that people can go about it. And what we're seeing now is something that I want to talk about in my 3-day master consultation is about the secondary market. The secondary market is going to make billionaires, because you got to think about this. Look at what Nike versus, what's that shoe company, StockX. They suing StockX because StockX was supposed to be known for giving out authentic shoes. So you go to StockX, you ain't supposed to think about them being fake. But people was over there buying them StockX shoes, getting them fake things, and was wondering why the price was so good. So if I'm Nike and I get into the metaverse and I get into NFTs, I'm gonna start putting verification with all my shoes. So boom. They say, well, we gotta knock out the competition. Let's sue them, get them out the way. So once we run this play, we can make sure that we 100% over here. So now Nike say, I want part of that secondary market. We sell the shoes once. We can, and that allows them to, guess what? They can sell shoes at a lower price, but make all their money on the secondary market, which is what they be doing, because Nike has not been eating off that secondary market at all. So if Nike owns StockX, that'd be dope. So they say, well, listen, a person buy our shoes for $100 because they get in the line early, and then they go off there and sell it for $1,500, $2,000, $30,000. Why wouldn't we want to participate in that secondary market? Because now we can make one product and get paid off of it 5, 10 times with an upside of 1,000% sometimes. So they said, why wouldn't we do that? Now this makes sense. So if we give each one an NFT and it's connected to the original host of it, which would be Nike, then guess what? They will make money off the market as long as it's sold through that NFT for verification. Now that makes sense when you start talking about Web3 and verification systems. I said, oh, NFTs is gonna change the game. I never looked at it and say, wow, somebody bought a monkey for $500,000. Never looked at it and say somebody bought a goddamn doodle art, and this is amazing. It's changing the world. Never looked at it like that. So those who believe in market crashes is because they were basing it based on the market instead of the technology and its capabilities. I'm literally about to get on the phone with my Web3 guy because Crown Society, we're going to ship out 1,000+ crowns. They probably going to not get out to like June 1st. That's the reality of it is. But the goal first, we have to verify ownership of crowns, and then we're going to lace out the PFP project and to build out the games and the worlds and all of that. But everything is connected by value of what? Utility. Value of utility, not value of speculation and hype. So for me, it was simple. I looked at the crown. I said, Keys, somebody bought this crown for $500. You understand? We only made so many of them. Keys, somebody bought that one for $100. We had the ones we were selling for $30. I had one that I sold for $1,000. I said, well, why don't you just, if you already have a product that you sell, why don't you utilize the blockchain to take cryptocurrency for your project? Because you already have something of value. So I said, oh, that makes sense. But then it also allows me to grow a community. So now that the customers become part of a community, that you're not just a one-off customer that bought from my Shopify, I no longer talk to you. No, I'm going to sit down, you become part of the community, and now we can build out, you understand me, communication together. We can do airdrops, we can do events, we can do all these things. I would rather every customer that I've ever had bought something from me be tapped into a community forever. How much more valuable is that? Just want you to think about that for a second. Imagine everybody who's ever transacted with you, you now have the ability to communicate with them in some sort of way, and they're now part of your community. Because we talk about customer relations and clientele, but what if it was community relations? So now they locked into this grid. Now they get special passes and privileges based on them buying from you and or supporting you. So it's the same thing with cryptocurrency. I said, well, shit, crypto dope because you can create your own tokens. You can create your own tokens in your own currency. So like high-level conversations. If I had a high-level token, and how many of you all support high-level conversations and you will buy that token? Right? Because why? Because if you don't, then you won't get access to it or something. Or if you don't, or you do it just for the simplicity of support. So let's look at this. Let's say I would have to change my content a little bit, perhaps, if I start taking in a lot of corporate sponsors. Okay, well, I say, what if I don't do corporate sponsors? What if I do the people sponsor? The people say they like it. And instead of me trying to get the #1 podcast on iTunes, instead of me trying to do all this, that, and the third, go through the corporate route, have the companies come in, worry about if I say this or that, I get canceled. What if I put out a token and the people like, yo, we just want you to keep putting out that content. You understand me? We go buy access to your token. The token do 10 million. Cool. Now, whoever owns this token, guess what? Y'all get access to the live events. You get access to special stuff behind the scenes. You building it up. Now I can do better production, editing. I can put out more content. I can create a DAO around it. Y'all tell me what y'all want to see, who y'all want to see on. I can do all sort of different things. It's like the same way if we, like, it took us years to get a Wakanda movie. It took us years to see Black Panther and Marvels because we didn't fund it. But imagine if we said, you know what, I'll buy into that token. I'll buy into $100. You know what I'm saying? 1 million people put in $100. That's $100 million. Okay, now we get 3 million people to do that. We got $300 million. Now we got budgets for the type of movies that we want to see. You understand me? Now we over here creating films and industry and media. Right? Dr. Umar wanted to raise a school. Well, what if he didn't go on the Breakfast Club 5 times and go through his campaign, and instead he said, well, I'm going to create a school coin. School coin automatically raises 10 million. Boom. He creates a DAO connected to that people say, listen, we have, we found a school over here that you can buy. You understand me? They vote to say that, yes, we want to spend the funds in that particular manner. They do that, the school get built up because now you got the money. It's simple. How many times that we go, and you getting more bang for the buck, because how many times we go to a movie theater, right? We spend money on the movie theater. We're going to spend $20, sometimes $30 at the movie theater, right? We buy Netflix $20 a month, right? We go to the club, average person spending $78 to $200, right? But instead, you're spending your money to build a connection to the world that you want to see. And if each thought leader had this, each influencer had this, then you'll be building out real things that you want to see, because you already spend your money. That's the thing, is what I'm saying. I would feel a lot more comfortable saying I put $100 and I let Ryan Coogler decide that he wanted to create a new black film. Ryan Coogler, he's from Oakland. I put in $100. And now, instead of there being a white savior in the movie, none of that exists, because guess what? The audience say that this is the type of movie we want to make. We're going to put the money up and we're going to fund it. And if there's a lot of people, then you don't have to put in a lot of money. So high value, then you got to put in a small amount of capital. But we got Amazon, we got Apple, we got Netflix, you understand me? We got Hulu. You got all of these bills of different things already. So when you want to see something build out, you now can go direct to source the customer, instead of saying, let me put it on the stock market. Let me put it on the people market. Let me go direct with them to a coin. See, everybody looks at things in consumer. The market is down. Well, what can you still do with the technology? The blockchain technology can still be used to build out things like this. High level conversations, I can curate, I can make movies with this. You see what we do already with it. Right now, we putting together deals so that we can increase our budget. Because once we get the budget, I'm literally coming, everything just coming out of my pure pocket. You know, it costs a lot. Look at this. Look, I'm in a studio right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of equipment over there. It's a lot of editing in the process. It's a lot of moving parts. So instead, we say, we do a high-level token, and the people helped us push the production. Now we may create content that just some of the token holders can get, and then some things for the public. And if the people vote that they want the public to see it, then we'll put it out. And or we can figure out so many different ways. We can say, listen, all right, y'all help me fund this project. We gonna figure out a way to try to put profit back into it, where the people may get a return or something. There's so many different things you can do. But it's like, we have to be able to fund our own movements, because as long as we dependent on the system to change itself, we'll always be in last place. But all of this will take time. We can go look at the dope artists. I like the artist Russ. Russ is doing some dope stuff. But he don't utilize Web3, and I'm sure he's aware of it, but he wants to do things his organic way. But the ideas that he's talking about are Web3 ideas, giving people equity and allowing them to buy in, and then being able to track people by doing certain methods. It would be so much easier with Web3 if he had a solid person doing it. Now, he may have had all these conversations already, but let's say instead of we wait for, let's say if we like the music, let's say by sheer music, we like the music is solid. Do we wait for an artist to have a budget to put $1 million behind their song to get radio spins to build up? Or do we automatically say, instead of you paying radio, no, how about we just build it up and make sure it's successful from the get-go? Because when you complain about rap, you complain about lyrics and lyric reform and things of that nature, but the people got all of the power to make the change. You can complain about the record labels, but the record labels are just saying, well, shit, we put money behind them. What then? What's the problem? Y'all don't like who we push out? Well, y'all put money behind them. So the people say, well, all right, that's what we gonna do. How much is it gonna take to break this artist in? Well, it's going to take probably, let's say, $1 million to break them in. Well, how many fans do they got? They got 10,000 fans. Well, how much money does each fan need to give in order for them to have that $1 million? Boom. Then guess what? That artist can say, well, for each person that gets this token, now you're a holder of it. So guess what? Next time I put out an album, I'll give, let's say I give 20% back to the fans. So now you're getting revenue just for being a supporter and pushing out. So now it's like investing into a business, but you're investing into a person. I'm giving y'all game. I was talking with Dom Kennedy yesterday about this. Like, bro, you already have an audience that is court-like and you do independence. If you put it out on Web3, now you got direct link to the consumer and then they can help boost up the platform. All we got to do is look at what it already takes. Like, y'all want, like, I can do the same thing with my music. I can do what I do. I can put out an album if y'all want me to. You feel me? What if I went platinum before the album came out? Like, I just want y'all to understand that the processes in which we go about is because we live in a society that was designed before we got here. And so we accept what's normalized instead of going to our child brain and be curious about the things and how we can change them and be imaginative about the process of change. We can create what we want to see by funding it. And you ain't even got to break the bank. So look, the markets are going down. Things not looking good. Well, we can create anything that we want to. Like, it's so much stuff you can do, man. There's so many different things that I can think of. And this is why I'm gonna do a 3-day consultation. We're gonna go in sessions like this. We're gonna talk to different people. We're gonna hear out ideas, but only the people that got the master bundle pack. Click the link in the bio. You get access to everything that I've already put out where I talk about these things. But what I want to go down is each person, their business, their model, their mindset, whatever, and give ideas that you can go execute upon. And then I even have some people that are in Web3 already that can come teach how to build these things out. So it's not just the idea, but it's the execution. Because my guy, who I'm about to send over this wire to, he can build out all of these things. So it's not, oh, this is future in the future. This is right now. This is what's happening right now. I had a company reach out. They wanted to give me 10% equity in their company to push out their Web3 business, but they didn't want to give me no money up front. Now, when I think about the history, sometimes you want to take that equity. But when I think about the amount of money that I have to push that company to be successful, why don't I just build my own? And then I get 100% equity in my own company that I want to push with all of my efforts. That's the greatest thought leader that ever exists. I'm just saying. So everybody's family should have their own coin. Everybody's family should have their own DAO, NFTs, all of these different things. Like, forget the market and look at the value. So I'm going to take my time creating this value because I know the value of my time. You understand me? And so I want you all to understand that as well. Like, listen, we are living in a beautiful and ugly time. But we can focus on the ugly or we can focus on the beauty. Now, I know when I walk into a party, I walk into a place, I'm not about to look at who's the ugliest people in here. I'm going to look at the most beautiful people. Fellas, you walk into a room, and then there's one woman whose features are unfortunate. And then there's one woman whose features look like she didn't develop all of the fortunes that were given to her. She inherited all of the fortunes. You understand me? I'm talking about, man, beautiful. I'm talking about bad. And then the other one, attitude, negative, just nah. Which one you focusing on? You don't even see sis with the bad attitude and the misfortunate features. You see the one over there that's attractive. Because that's what you want. That's what you want to be close to. That's what you want to experience. So why do we do in life where we focus on the unfortunate instead of the fortunate? We focusing on the unfortunate in life like we attracted to it. Think about that for a second. We focus on the unfortunate in life like we attracted to it. We don't even see all of the other fortunes out there, all the other beauty out there that exists. No, I'll be focusing on the fortunate. Man, I don't even see the ugly. That's what I want your mind to be primed to. Change your taste level. Stop focusing on the devil. Listen, man, rest in peace, President Mugabe. He said, listen, we don't walk around with x-rays. Stop talking about inner beauty. I'm just playing. You listen, the inner beauty is everything. But you know what I'm talking about, though. You know what I'm talking about. You understand me? Positive mind produce positive results. You gotta say it with me a few times. Positive mind produce positive results. Wealth attracts wealth. Poverty attracts poverty. You understand me? So, you know, I done gave y'all $1 million worth of game. What you gonna do with it though? Like, I just want y'all to understand that. Look how crazy we are in society. A person will literally sit there, give you a blueprint, tell you about something that is existing and some ideas to implement. How much time when you go really sit down and say, damn, you know what, Keith gave me a blueprint. Let me go sit my ass down, learn a little more, take the classes and courses you're talking about, study it, execute. In the next 3 to 6 months, I got a business model, you understand me, that can possibly make me and my family 6 to 7 figures.